But you would think that the Duprees would start to feel some kind of way about Vanessa. Like, why is every single person just sweeping it under the rug? I think it's so unrealistic, and I'm over it. Happy Sunday, fellow Beyond the Gates fans. Here to talk about the preview for this upcoming week of the show, the week of June 15th. Coming off of an action-packed week with the tornado and all, and the crossover with The Young and the Restless, the preview looks good enough. I do think there is a possibility for another mostly good week. You know, there's certain characters that will always bring the quality of the show down, which I'm sure we'll get into. So let's just get into the video preview first. It starts with Nicole back with Kyle. No, not Kyle Abbott, who I think was a hit on this show, but the lesser Kyle with the stupid spelling of his name, Kial. Greg Vaughn's Kyle is back with Nicole, who says that he is all hers. So I guess as Nicole is worried about her son, who had a tree fall on him, she's of course going to go be Nicole and have sex with Kyle, because what a great time to do that. I can't lie. I mean, I've said this for many weeks now probably. I'm so over Nicole's love life. It's not interesting to me at all. Next in the preview is Hayley telling Bill that she would have freaked out if she was alone by herself during a tornado, trapped. And of course, as we know, Bill was not alone during the tornado. He was with Dany in the elevator, but he told people he was in the stairwell during the tornado so that Dany could say she was alone in the elevator. That's the story they're supposed to stick to. But next in the preview, Hayley asks Bill what he did to pass the time, and he, of course, flashes back to Dany and him going at it in the elevator. I do wonder what Bill's reaction will be after all of this, because to us it has seemed like Bill just wanted to get with Dany again because he was shook that she actually moved on with Andre. But now that Bill has hooked her in again and they've had sex, will he just feel like he got his conquest? Because I feel like that's possible. Will he want more from Dany? Will he realize he's still in love with Dany? Or will he actually feel bad for his actions? I highly doubt the latter, because as we've seen in flashbacks, Bill has always been a cheater. So, yeah, I mean, I am interested to see Bill's part of the storyline, even though the more dramatic part of the storyline is Dany and Andre. Because next in the preview, Andre is telling Dany that he was terrified and she was trapped in the elevator all alone. Just more, the show's giving us more reasons to be upset with Dany and feel sorry for Andre. This is probably something they're going to keep beating into us hard, that we should feel so sad for Andre and we should think that Dany really fucked up, because she did. Next in the preview is what pisses me off, though. Dany must have told Vanessa what she did with Bill in the elevator, because Vanessa is asking if she's going to tell Andre, but I just don't understand why Dany is telling this to trash, you know. Vanessa is the same trash woman who just kicked Dany out of the house when they were having a conversation. There is a total disconnect in the writing when it comes to Vanessa and everybody else, but especially Vanessa and the Duprees, because currently Vanessa has been showing her ass with the Duprees for months now, that she doesn't give a fuck about them. She only cares about Joey. She even shows this to her own children, as we know. But you would think that the Duprees would start to feel some kind of way about Vanessa. Like, why is every single person just sweeping it under the rug? I think it's so unrealistic, and I'm over it. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm sure people get sick of me talking about the negativities with the writing of this show. But one of the biggest problems with this show is that it has too many shit characters that drag the quality of the show down. And Trash is one of those characters, and another one is Ashley. They do not write these two characters in a way that can either, keep us engaged when it comes to Ashley. We don't give a fuck about Ashley. That's really what it comes down to. We are not invested in the Ashley character because the writing for her has sucked from the beginning. Vanessa's writing started to suck. Where her character goes bad for us with the audience is that, I mean, first of all, we have to listen to her repeat conversations with Joey all week long. And so that's gotten old a long time ago. But now we have to watch other characters like not act in character just to put up with Vanessa. Why? Why would the Duprees put up with Vanessa? That's the disconnect. Doesn't make a lick of sense. Next in the preview, Kat and Tomas are at the hospital and they want to see how Eva is. We have Ted telling Leslie that Eva needs a transplant or their daughter might die, and Leslie screams, "Damn it." So Eva in big trouble here, needing a transplant, but that's going to probably be our interesting story. Who's going to be a match and why? Who's not going to be a match and why? And then we have Ted wanting Kat to see if she is a match with Eva, and Kat saying she doesn't want to be a match. So we will see that Kat's hatred for Eva still runs deep despite this happening. But maybe it is the start of them being able to repair their sistership or whatever we're going to call it. It does look like those scenes are going to be dramatic, and as we've already talked about over this past week, Colby was really killing it on Friday with the acting in the scene with Ted, and now she's going to have another dramatic scene with Ted. So I am looking forward to that. I do think and hope that most of the week should be good. We still do have lives hanging in the balance. Martin just passed out at the end of Friday's episode. That was our cliffhanger. His life is in danger too. A lot of you in the comments predicting that he's probably going to have good old-fashioned soap opera amnesia. I do like amnesia storylines in soap operas. I mean, it's a staple. Sometimes they're not good, though. Sometimes they go on too long, and with this show, it probably will if it is that. But I'm open-minded to that. I do hope they don't kill off Martin. I don't think they're going to kill off Eva at all. If they're going to kill off one of the two characters between Martin and Eva, it's going to be Martin. Let's get to some of y'all's comments. I don't have too much time, so I'm just going to do this quickly today. And for some reason, the Thursday episode, the comments aren't loading for me, so YouTube is screwing y'all over who commented on that video. Barbara Gregg said, Vanessa asking Dani to leave Joey's apartment was hurtful and disrespectful. Dani brought up some valid points, including wanting safety for the twins. Exactly why I just said in the preview, the fact that Dani is going to Vanessa with this information. I get that she's town ho, and that's who Nicole and Dani want to talk about their sex lives with, I guess. But she has been disrespecting them for months, but they just put up with it. And as ATC said in response to this comment, Dani will give her a pass, as everyone else does. Exactly, but it makes no sense why there are all these passes for Vanessa. The show doesn't take the time to actually make sense of it, and instead wants to make the characters look bad. Alicia said, Dana Leslie is the reason why I can't quite like Eva, and unfortunately the foolishness that's Ted is a feature and not a bug. I mean, yeah, I get why people don't like Eva because of Leslie. Leslie's been very annoying, and Eva's connected at her hip. We'll see how this storyline deals with Eva's paternity, if it does at all, and how that changes our mind. But Alicia is definitely right here about Ted. Ted's foolishness is his biggest feature. Pamey said, and where is Doug? That 30-second ghost convo was not enough. I want him to haunt Vanessa and Joey for a few months. That's not going to happen because this show's allergic to drama. And even when they brought in a ghost, they had Doug acting like Casper the Friendly Ghost, trying to tell Deanna to not be harsh on her mother. I don't want to see Ghost Doug, I'm going to be honest, especially if it's going to be a storyline that makes Deanna crazy. Pulse Graves says, you hit it. The Impaler reveal was underwhelming, and why would Joey partner with his sister when the DMV blood operation went down as bad as it did with Derek's death? I liked that Dani visited Vanessa and called her out, especially about her children's safety and many other of her delusions. Vanessa then asked Dani to leave when she didn't hear what she wanted to hear, and this action was just like her when she pushed Nicole away over Carlton's confrontation with Joey. Please don't have us suffer through another reconciliation. Well, I don't even think we're going to get a reconciliation. I think it's going to be just swept under the rug by Dany. Like, water off a duck's back, because we already see Dany's telling Vanessa her secrets. So I agree that's stupid, as I've been saying this whole video. And yes, the Impaler reveal was underwhelming. And yes, Paul Scraves, you're right. Why would Joey want to be a part of that operation when it was fumbled? Autumn975 says, Naomi took up too much time today. I think this was the Tuesday episode. Naomi's taken up a lot of time in these episodes for months now, and she is one of the most boring characters on this show, so I question why. But clearly, this show likes to be boring. Aaliyah Hunter McDowell says, maybe the best we can hope for is that Heather proves she is the Impaler by impaling Vanessa. I can't see these two getting along. Yeah, Aaliyah, I guess I will like Heather more if she hates Vanessa and does stuff to Vanessa. I don't see her killing Vanessa, sadly, though, even though that would be best case scenario. Devin said, notice Jacob's voice change in his scene with John Lindstrom. I saw this comment, I went back and watched some of it, and Jacob was just trying to hold his own with the supposed big bad grandpa gangster Joey on this show. I mean, he had to change his voice as the cop going after the big bad. Phoenix Rising said, it was so funny when Jack and Diane hurriedly escaped Tomas's robot sleep-inducing conversation. Yeah, that was great. If I didn't like the character of Jack Abbott enough over the years, I liked him even more when he tried to get as far away from boring robotic Tomas as fast as possible. That was good. Pam Allen said, Ashley is about to suffer a nervous breakdown over a man that she chose to break up with. She acts like she was the one that pulled the trigger. I really think this is the writers trying to make us not only feel sorry for Ashley, but to try and show us that Ashley is really sorry for the way that she treated Derek, even though that's the way they decided to write her in the first place. And another big reason why we don't like her. Like, this show will try and do anything to try and make the Ashley character work, and they fucking fail every single time. ATC3X said, all the Duprees should be done with Vanessa. Bye-bye, Vanessa. May you and Joey be forever happy together. Well, that's not happening. It's what should be happening, because that would be the logical way that I think the Duprees would deal with this. If Vanessa is going to continue to act the way that she does, I'm assuming that in the long run, Vanessa is going to lose a lot of people in her life and kind of be like alone with Joey. But God knows how long until that's going to happen. Cynthia Judkins said, I wanted Leslie to see Hayley trying to hurry up and put her ring back on. That would have been good. Maybe Leslie would have finally convinced Hayley to work together with something. They've been giving us that scene once every few months, and it has gone absolutely nowhere. So that would have been a step in the right direction, instead of having these two share scenes every once in a while to waste our time. Tamika Gamble said, Andre is a simp and Hayley needs to sit her dumb ass down somewhere. Andre is a simp, but I enjoyed Hayley over the past week. Hayley was the most entertaining part of the crossover event. Her and Kyle Abbott actually did have chemistry. Allison Boyce said, I am so disappointed with Dani and Bill for what they did to Andre. I think this is what they're going for. We are supposed to be disappointed with Dani and upset with Bill or annoyed by Bill. I'm glad that they are making us remember why Bill is such a jackass. I think that was needed. Christine Wright says, I hate that now every time Bill sees Andre, he's going to be secretly laughing at him in his face, just cold. Yeah, Bill will have that on Andre until whenever the truth comes out. And then it will blow back on Dani. But who knows how long this is going to be stretched out. So Bill might be able to have this leverage over Andre in an argument for quite a while. Brittany Turner said Dani is pathetic, and I would have to agree. And let me find one more comment before I gotta go. Pam Allen said, Bill is such a good actor, in my opinion. He acts like he is in shock over what happened in the elevator with Dani. Bill is hardly ever at a loss for words. I think he realized he is still deeply in love with Dani and will go all out to win her back. And like you said, poor Andre, he will be devastated. I do think that is one possibility, that Bill really might try and just win Dany back now. And as pathetic and weak as Dany is, will she go for it? It's possible. But my question is, where does Hayley, trying to kill Bill, play into this? Been poisoning that man for like, what, 6 months or more? Yeah. So when are we going to speed up that Hayley trying to kill Bill storyline along? Like, how long can they possibly stretch it out? Because they don't have a way to keep it interesting. Lynette was that way. They sent Lynette away or killed her off. And Kyle Abbott would have been an interesting way for the Hayley character to go, because they actually had chemistry, but he's on a completely different show. But yeah, that is our preview for this upcoming week. I still think it will be somewhat solid. There's probably going to be a couple episodes this week, though, that go back to the usual boringness that this show has given us all of 2026 so far. But hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong and we get some really riveting television.